Hey guys, so I've been playing bingo a lot lately. Now don't worry, this isn't a video about my bingo addiction or anything like that, so you don't need to set up an intervention group. But I've been playing enough to notice something, and it's been in the back of my mind for a while, but last night kind of solidified it for me. So I'm what you would consider an unlucky person. And last night when I was playing bingo, it kind of was rubbed in my face. So just so you guys know, the way bingo works here is you have 10 opportunities to win. So I know, logically speaking, statistically, I'm not gonna win, but here's the thing. I would be perfectly content if I was 5 away, knowing that I wasn't gonna win, but more often than not, I'm about one number away from bingo. And last night, this happened. Seriously, is that not life rubbing it in my face? I was really frustrated, because that happened to me more than once. That was just the picture that I got for you. So last night, while I was contemplating my extreme unluckiness, I remembered a few things that I decided to share with you guys. So I currently live in a place that was deemed the worst weather city in the nation, so bad weather is something that we're kind of used to. But 2 semesters ago, I was kind of unprepared and it kind of bit me in the butt. So I had gone to class and it was a perfect sunny day, and by the time I got out, it was pouring. See, most college students would decide to miss class and just go back to their dorm, but I happen to have a test my next class period, so I had to figure out what the best way to get to class was. So after standing there for about 3 minutes trying to tackle the best method of getting there, I decided to throw my backpack on my head and just run as fast as I could. And for some reason, every single time I run somewhere, something bad always happens. It's kind of the reason why I avoid exercise. Well, movement in general. But in that case, it was no different, and I happened to fall right on my butt in front of a bunch of people. And to make matters worse, my flip-flop tore in half. So not only did I have to walk back to my dorm with one shoe on, I had just dyed my hair the day before, so my entire shirt was covered in red, and I had mascara running down my face. I looked like something straight out of a horror movie, honestly. I'm surprised my roommate didn't shoot me or something. And to make it even worse, I missed my test and my professor didn't even let me make it up. And for a while, that was probably the worst thing that I attributed to bad luck until last semester. So last semester, I got to go with a bunch of my friends to a convention in Baltimore, and I was super ecstatic, and honestly, everything was going great until the end of the trip. So my best friend and I happened to be on the same plane, so we decided to leave 3 hours early from our hotel to get to the airport on time, because hey, that's what you're supposed to do, right? But as luck would have it, I can't just get home without something bad happening. I don't know why. There's probably a curse on me or something. So one of the main things that the locals told us was not to spend money on taxis, to just take the train places because it's cheaper and it gets you where you need to be. And up until that point, we had no problem whatsoever with this, so we really didn't second guess that. So we got to the platform and started buying our tickets when the train that we were supposed to take had gotten there. And for some reason, the machine wasn't accepting my card, so of course I started freaking out and I started yelling at my friend to buy me my ticket. So I don't know why I decided to do this, but for some reason, when I'm in pressured situations, my brain doesn't always work. So I thought, I don't know, logically, I'm gonna run up to the door and stop it. I almost lost my hand. And as soon as my friend got me the ticket, the train just left. So about half an hour later, another train came and we got on thinking that we're gonna be home free. But of course it's me and things like that don't happen. So we weren't exactly aware that there was 2 trains, one that took you specifically to the airport and one that took you, I don't know, probably to Narnia. But about 20 minutes into our train ride, we realized that we had passed the airport and we were on the wrong train. So my best friend and I decided to just get off the train and take the other train back. So as soon as the train stopped, I immediately jumped out of my chair and ran off of it. And it wasn't until about, 20 seconds later that I turned around and realized that the train was riding off with my best friend on it waving at me frantically. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I was in the middle of Baltimore by myself and nobody was around me. So we talked on the phone for a while. She decided that when she got to the end of the line, she was going to stay on that train because it was just going to turn right back around and pick me up. Because after that, we really didn't want to get separated again. It was an ordeal. I still have nightmares about it, honestly. But for some reason, when the train conductor got to the end of the line, he decided to go to McDonald's instead. So by the time my friend got to me and I got back on the train, our flight was going to leave in about an hour. And when we finally got to the station where the train was going to pick us up to take us to the airport, we realized that it was going to take about 45 minutes. So by the time we got to the airport, our flight had been long gone and we were freaking out. Now I don't know if my unluckiness tired itself out, or maybe because my best friend's extremely lucky and it offset mine, we got tickets back to Texas. But we had to wait 6 hours for our next flight. So when we got to Dallas, we realized that we were put on a waiting list. So while everybody else got on the plane, my best friend and I stood there extremely nervous, not entirely sure we were going to make it back home that night. Thankfully, there were enough seats on the plane. Granted, we didn't sit next together, but at that point I was ready to shove myself up into the overhead compartment. And fast forward a few hours later, we were finally home, and I've never been that happy in my life. So anyway guys, go ahead and let me know down in the comments below what's the worst luck that you've had. Also, if you guys haven't already, please be sure to subscribe. I put out new videos every week. Also, if you guys don't mind, please be sure to share this video. Go ahead and spread me around. That sounded a lot better in my head, actually. Anyway guys, I'll see you next week. Bye!